Hey everyone, welcome to the show. We need to all give it up for the Arizona State University student body and some of their community members because last week they shut down a small group of neo-Nazis who had set up a table on their campus. This group was trying to stir up some racist shit, as you would imagine. So here's what all went down. Apparently, ASU has a group on campus that's called the College Republicans United. Republicans. And according to a local news outlet, this Republican group is known to sponsor events featuring white supremacists. This is my shocked face. Anyway, four neo-Nazis were involved with this Republican group, and they set up a table at ASU. They were trying to get students to report undocumented students and other people on campus. So trying to get them to turn against their fellow students. So these Nazis were also encouraging Trump and his Gestapo to escalate their actions against DACA recipients. And for those in other countries who don't know, DACA stands for Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. So these are kids who came to the US as children. They were with their parents, so they had no say in the matter. They likely had no idea what was even going on. Even if they entered the country illegally, they were so young, many of them at the time, that they had no clue, right? They've never known any other country other than the US, pretty much. So this is their home. They don't know anything else. They don't know anything about the country where they came when they were maybe a year or 2 years old. But these weak white men want them gone. And we know why, right? I've talked about this before. I mean, it's because they're all so insecure. They refuse to accept that they're failing in life because of the person in the mirror. It's not because of black and brown people. They're just the easy scapegoat, right? It's because these neo-Nazis lack intelligence. They lack critical thinking skills and a basic ability to interact and communicate with other human beings, or actual human beings, I should say. Their brains and beliefs are so screwed up from the likes of Andrew Tate and 4chan that no decent person wants anything to do with them. But instead of taking responsibility for their lives and looking in the mirror and trying to figure out how they could be a better person, it's easier to scapegoat the quote unquote other. So anyway, it's easy for them. They're lazy. That's another reason why their lives suck. And this requires no change on their part. So anyway, back to the story and how they were run off campus. So ASU students and others in this community surrounded their little Nazi table and started marching in a circle and chanting support for immigrants. And they also printed up pamphlets and they started outing these Nazis. They started handing them out to everybody. And so according to the group Arizona Right Watch, quote, only one student, Isaiah Alvarado, is a confirmed student at ASU. The others include white supremacists Ryan Sanchez, Colton Buss, and Kevin DeKuyper. I mean, seriously, you've got, what were the names? Isaiah Alvarado. White guy's name? I don't think so. Ryan Sanchez. Really? So here's who these people are, besides being very confused. DeKuyper's Twitter profile says that he is the, quote, chairman and co-founder of the College Republicans United on this ASU campus. And the Arizona news outlet had previously written about him, and they said, quote, Kevin DeKuyper previously attracted local media attention for his pattern of ethno-nationalist comments online. That included disparaging the Jays, as he referred to them, which we all know means Jewish people, and musing about how to carry out the final solution, the Nazi policy of exterminating Jews in a clean and effective way. That was in quotes. So that was his verbiage. He wanted to eliminate them in a quote unquote clean and effective way. They went on to say that De Kuyper has since continued to associate with an anti-Jewish student group. So they also said after De Kuyper posted a photo of himself with Hitler apologist and podcaster Candace Owens, because remember, Candace Owens made the comment that, oh, well, there was really nothing wrong with what Hitler wanted to do. He just wanted to make Germany great again. But, then he tried to take it out to other countries, and that was his problem. She literally said that. I'm paraphrasing, but that is what she said. So anyway, he posts this picture of himself with Candace Owens, who all of you know or should know, she is a Black woman. So one of his fellow white supremacists calls him out about this and, of course, used a racial slur to describe Owens, the woman who claims that there is no racism in the Republican Party. But anyway, De Kuyper replies to this guy with an explanation for daring to be seen with a Black woman. So he responded, quote, "It helps me a lot to be camouflaged and low-key on my public profile because it helps to have the support of the right-wing community who thankfully don't know my more extreme views." So exactly what we all say and what we know. They use right-wing Black and brown people and Jewish people and Muslims and whomever to fool the masses into believing that they're not actually racist. That is purposefully done. That is their goal. That is their game. And check this out. So in February of 2024, The Nation published this article that you see here titled, "I was banned from CPAC, but the extremists weren't." So CPAC, as you guys I'm sure all know, it's a right-wing political conference. It used to be like the thing to be at, the place to be seen. It used to feature very prominent Republicans. It became, basically now a group fellatio session for Trump. That's basically all it is now. But the point of the article was that a legitimate journalist was kicked out of their conference, but white supremacists and literal neo-Nazis were welcomed with open arms. Another big shock, I know. So in this article, they mention Ryan Sanchez, which again, does not sound like a white boy's name. Very confused kid there, I guess. So anyway, in regard to Sanchez, the Nation wrote, quote, "Ryan Sanchez is a former member of Identity Evropa and the Rise Above movement, neo-Nazi organizations that have a history of violence." So you guys might remember I covered a story a while back about a leader of the Rise Above movement and how he was seen on video violently attacking counter-protesters at a pro-Trump event in California. And he fled to another country to avoid prosecution. So yeah, this is, Sanchez, or the Sanchez guy, he's involved with that group, a group founded and found in court to be conducting training to teach their members how to be more violent against anti-Trump protesters. That was the purpose of the group. That's what they took their people to do. That was proven in court when they finally arrested that guy that fled to another country. So, this is not us making it up or assuming. These were facts that came out in court. And Sanchez had been kicked out of the Marines because of his ties to white supremacist groups. So in the same article, they also talked about Colton Buss. The journalist said, quote, "Buss is currently under investigation for his behavior toward an interracial couple in the Washington state, Young Republicans, and separately for his treatment of a Jewish man who is affiliated with the organization Say the 14 Words." And it went on to say, Bus demanded that this journalist say these quote unquote 14 words, referring to the neo-Nazi slogan that expresses the idea that the white race is under threat. He then showed me a series of backgrounds he had recently used on his phone, which primarily consisted of Nazi imagery, including several swastikas. So again, this is not, people making it up, people trying to make it out like, oh, all these Trump supporters are just Nazis and, using that term willy-nilly and throwing it around. No, they are literal neo-Nazis. So this is now the Republican Party. They are filled with hateful little boys like this pretending to be men. So they can try to deny that, they're now home to all of the worst people in this country. But as they like to say, facts don't care about your feelings. These are just facts. So I don't know any people who are not neo-Nazis who have, screen saves or, screen backgrounds that are swastikas. Just not a thing among average, non-racist, non-bigots. I'm just saying. Anyway, guys, again, thank you to the Arizona State University community and all of the good people there who stepped up and did something about this filth. All right, I will let you know when I hear more. I have a lot of new Nazi stories to get to, so I'll be sharing those with you over the coming weeks. All of Trump's finest people. All right. Thank you all again. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.